Rockin' Royal, rockin' Navy, know y'all with me, let's get it, baby, Rockin' Royal, rockin' Navy, know you with me, let's get it, baby.
Welcome back to another edition of Rockin' Royal, the podcast for all those who rock the Y the right way, whether in the state of Utah with Utah's largest news outlet over at KSL.com or up and down really the entire Rocky Mountain region. We appreciate all of our friends. I've been noticing some of the analytics. We've got listeners from Idaho. We got listeners from Southern Nevada. We got listeners from Arizona, from Colorado, even one really random one from New Hampshire. I don't know who you are, but thank you, sir, or ma'am, I guess, for your service. Really do appreciate that. I'm Sean Walker, KSL.com's BYU beat reporter, connoisseur of all things Big 12 in Utah and on the Wasatch front. And I want to talk some recruiting today with a really special guest, a guy who I think is going to, maybe he's not quite the face of BYU football's 2026 recruiting class yet, but I got a feeling he might be, because this was a very underrated commitment that came over to BYU a couple weeks ago when he committed. No, guys, it's not five-star quarterback Ryder Lyons, and that's why I say he's probably a little bit underrated, but I think you're going to love him nonetheless. Four-star offensive lineman, four-star by Rivals.com, only 3 stars by 24/7 Sports. I'm going to have to call some of my friends over at 247 to see what their problem is. But 6'3", 280 pounds of meat. We're going to talk pancakes. We're going to talk sacks, which he knows literally nothing about because he didn't give one up all of last year. From the Treasure Valley, Rocky Mountain High School in Meridian, Idaho, Jax Tanner on the line with us now. Jax, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a big pleasure, so I appreciate you having me.
Jax, really do appreciate it. And like I said, I wanted to talk. Well, let's start with pancakes. Do you like pancakes?
I do.
Yeah. You do like pancakes? 115 pancake blocks your junior year of high school, which is 115 more than allowed sacks that you gave up. You didn't allow a sack route to a double-digit win season, 6A state semifinal appearance in Idaho. Gatorade State Player of the Year honors as a junior. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll get into everything that means, because it's not just an honor on the field, but also a little bit off of it. Describe for me a little bit your junior year. What worked so well for you, because you kind of blew up through it?
Yeah, it was definitely a big year. Kind of coming off the start of my recruiting process, you kind of have people being able to be like, okay, like now it's kind of getting real. Can he play? Can he not? And this last year was kind of the year I figured out how to, my family call it flip the switch. You can be the nicest dude off the field, but on the field, you got to be able to flip the switch and be nastiest dude on the field. So, this last year was kind of the year I started figuring out. And then this year I'm pumped because I'm pretty much thinking I've got it. So, but yeah, I mean, this year it was a great year. We had a great team year, and just felt just a little bit too short. So, but yeah, it was a great year.
Just enough to keep you wanting more, get you hungry to come back for more, I think, for your senior season. A senior year when you're going to be able to focus entirely on football, by the way. The recruiting process, as far as you're concerned right now, at least as far as BYU fans are concerned right now, hopefully, I think is done. You are officially verbally committed to Brigham Young University, BYU. School that you're literally wearing a BYU shirt right now while you're on vacation. So I'm assuming you're a little bit of a fan, somewhat.
Big time,
of the Cougars. How quickly, how long have you been kind of talking with some of the coaches, and maybe when did they come in and really start to kind of push for your services and for your recruitment?
Yeah. So they were my 4th offer. It was from Coach Woods. So it was my first, I think, Power 4 offer. But yeah, I mean, that one was pretty surreal. So I'll give it a little bit of I don't know if you're going to ask, but I'll kind of just drop this real quick. So my dad played there. And then I have an older brother that's headed to Player Age College from a mission. So I grew up a BYU fan, grew up going to games. I went to like their first blackout game, kind of just did everything BYU, always bled blue. And, but, so we had a little 5-on-5 tournament. We headed down to Provo. We did a team tour the day before our tournament, and then the next day we had the tournament, and their O-line coach called my trainer who played for Coach Woods, and he said, hey, like, tell him to come down here. We want to meet with him. So I went down there, and he gave me this little spiel, and then gave me the offer. But it was I think it was May 4th. I have it like almost memorized, but it really was just a special day all around, and that one I knew was it was going to hit different. So it was awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think it definitely hit different for BYU fans when you announced your commitment over some pretty high-profile programs, by the way. Boise State was in there, your hometown school. For those who don't know, in Utah, Meridian is right in the heart of the Treasure Valley, just west of Boise. So hometown program right there in the Broncos. In your finalists, Michigan, Oregon, Tennessee, also among them. Those are some pretty big-name brands, big-name programs, big-name visits that you got to take to each one of them. What was it about BYU that really stood out when, as the offers started piling up and you realized, hey, I've got a chance to go play, some Big Ten football, some SEC football. What kind of pushed BYU over the line, I guess?
Again, I would say Coach Woods. Like, Coach Woods was really just one of the biggest motivating factors for me to come to BYU, outside of being a BYU fan, having a brother there, having a dad who played there. Coach Woods and Coach Satake really kind of did it. They, from my spring visit to my official visit, getting to be able to spend the time with the dudes I'll be playing with in my class of 26, which is an amazing class. But that's what kind of did it for me, kind of just being able to spend time with the dudes in the current locker room and then the dudes that'll be in my locker room. But the coaching staff and the culture and the environment, on the field and as well in the classroom. So that was a big thing for me.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that 2026 recruiting class, currently ranked number 20th in the country by 247 Sports. So I mentioned we're hating on them a little bit for the star rating, but we got to give them a little bit of credit. 247 does have this BYU class of the recruiting class of 2026, currently ranked in the top 20 nationally, which is pretty cool. I think something that you see very often from BYU, but it's got some special players, yourself included. We mentioned Ryder Lyons is in there, the 5-star quarterback from Folsom, California. Couple of local products, Brock Harris, the tight end from Pineview High School in St. George. He was on your visit with you on campus. Bob Rosalo made the very short trip from Lone Peak High School down to Provo. A guy that I think you're going to get to know pretty well on that offensive line as well. Another 4-star player right there. What is it about this group, Jax, where it seems like you guys are bonding really well, and maybe you got a chance to sort of start something kind of special at BYU?
It's weird because I feel like most of the time when you start hanging out with new people, it takes a minute to kind of just, mesh. From the get-go, we kind of bonded, all of us, which was pretty cool. Not even just the offensive guys, but the defensive guys as well too. Like PJ Taki, like I played against him in 5-on-5 and we became boys. So like now we're buddies, and but yeah, like our class together is kind of just something special, and I believe we have a chance to do something really cool and special at BYU.
Yeah, for sure. It's special, and it's still growing, by the way. 21 verbal commits as of this day, July 23rd, and still a couple fielders out there, a couple guys that haven't announced, maybe a couple of guys that are leaning one way or the other and are kind of still out there. I got a feeling there's probably going to be a couple of more.
No doubt.
But as is pretty common at BYU and with a lot of BYU recruits, you won't be on campus right away. And so you won't actually be enrolling at BYU, kind of like Ryder, kind of like Brock, kind of like some of these other players and other players in the past. Again, why are you going to be away from a couple of years?
I'm going to be serving a mission. So I'm going to graduate this December, and then I'm going to leave on a mission in January. So I'm going to go head down, play the All-American game, and then leave on my mission. So pretty excited. I'm going to do the full 2 years, and then I'll enroll in January of 2028.
Okay, awesome. So you've already got the plans. You're graduating early. You're going to try to get out right away and then get back in time for spring ball in 2028 so that you're ready and raring to go. That's awesome.
Sir. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you touched on this a little bit, Jax, but I mean, let's get to know who Jax Tanner is a little bit off the field, because that Gatorade Idaho Player of the Year award, the Gatorade Award is one of my favorite in high school football, because it's not just who's the best player in each state. It takes a lot of factors into consideration. Obviously, football is really important. You're a very good football player, but it also has things like academic performance, and there's a community service element as well. You're a 3.6 GPA student. You're active with a couple of local groups. Your school has a group called Uncommon that I want to ask you about. What is Uncommon? You're also active with some local elementary schools, putting on carnivals and community cleanups, as well as your ward's youth group as well. So who is Jax Tanner a little bit off the field, and what are kind of some of these other things that you're involved in that make you who you are?
Yeah. So I'll start with the kind of the stuff that you touched on a little bit. So some of those youth groups help. Every now and then when I have the chance, I head down to a little program that we call, it's called Game Changers. So it's a program that helps kids with special needs be able to play sports, which is super cool. I fell in love with it, kind of just being able to see these kids just be able to fall in love with the sports how everybody else does. Like my brother, he became a peer tutor when I was in sixth grade. And he became buddies with the kid with Down syndrome, and he is like one of our best friends now. Like he's an amazing, like he's just a light in everybody's life, and he just loves everybody. And it just like, there's just something about all these kids, and you just want to they just make you happy. And, just getting to be able to volunteer is just, it's more of, it doesn't even feel like volunteering. It's awesome. So, you're just going to be able to hang out with a bunch of people that, just going to are happy, like almost all the time, which makes me happy. So, but yeah, off the field, I'm a golfer. I like to golf, fish, pickleball. And then I kind of just hang out with my brothers. So my two brothers just got home and kind of just been hanging out with them. So, yeah.
So are you more of a golfer or more of a pickleball player? I gotta ask.
I'm more of a golfer. So I'm just getting into pickleball with a couple of my buddies. So I'm kind of just getting started into it. But yeah, golf's kind of been my thing for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you established a handicap yet?
I'm like an 11.
Okay. Well, you're a lot better than me, so I can't say anything against that too much. What's your average drive? Or no, let's not go average. What's the longest you've ever hit a ball off the tee?
Off the tee, I've hit one 350. I think it was the first ever. Yeah, I think it was the first I've ever hit.
That's pretty good.
Appreciate it.
I know your parents are sitting around close to you. I won't say this too loudly, but maybe there's a retirement fund right there. When if this whole football thing doesn't really pan out, the PGA Tour is pretty good. Pretty good. Make some pretty good money as well.
Next Tony Finau, dude.
Yeah, maybe the next Tony Finau. Why not? You know what? Let's go. Let's make it happen.
You never know.
Absolutely make it happen. I love your community service element right there of the Gatorade program. By the way, I've got a family member with Down syndrome.
Awesome.
And I need to ask you if you can confirm or deny, because it's my little niece. She is one of the lights in my life, and she gives the best hugs in the world. Is that kind of like your friend?
Oh, yeah. Like, and the fun thing is like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like we have, his name is James. So we have him, and then we have another friend, and she is 8. So she just turned 8, and she's just the same. Like, she'll just wrap you up, and she just is like, they both just want to sit there and just hug you and just be your friend. It's so awesome. It really makes you happy. And it's another, like I said, it doesn't even feel like community service. It feels like you're just going out there to help people play some sports. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. Better than a pancake block sometimes.
Exactly. Sometimes. Sometimes.
For sure. Well, Jax, let's we'll wrap this up a little bit as we get to know you here. But what kind of a player are you, and what kind of a player maybe can BYU fans expect from you when you get on campus in a couple seasons?
I would say I'm a team guy. I'd like to think you kind of just, I'm a little bit like, I'm a leader. I'm a vocal leader. I'm a violent, twitchy player. Kind of like to get after people. Like to think I'm a little bit of a nice guy off the field, but on the field, I'm I'd like to think I'm not so much, but yeah, kind of violent, twitchy player, very like pretty good bend, and just like to go out there and play fun, dude. Just have fun, let loose, and just play. It's a kid's game at the end of the day, so you just got to go out there, and why not just kind of just run over somebody? Just makes it fun, you know. So
Jax Tanner, nicest guy off the field, nastiest guy on the field. Just wants to run over people.
Yeah.
Is football where you take out a lot of your aggression?
It is. It's kind of funny because Coy, my little brother, and I, we were kind of laughing. It's like I feel like I'm a pretty happy guy just because it's like I get, 6 months out of the year where I get to put a helmet on and just run over somebody as hard as I can. So it's like I don't really have any built up aggression. So but yeah, man, it really is. It's like it's just so fun just to be able to, like, the thinking part of it. That's why I love O-line, because it's like you there's a thinking aspect and then there's the playing aspect. There's that pre-play second where you got to think, you got to be able to read something, you got to be able to, like, read the defense, read a blitz, stuff like that. And but then there's that part where it's like the play happens and it's mano-a-mano and you just got to grab somebody and just take them down. So
yeah. 6'3", 280 pounds. Have you already talked a little bit with Coach Woods or some of the rest of the coaching staff about where they may want to play you on that offensive line, or are you trying to keep it flexible?
So Coach Woods, another thing I like about Coach Woods is he believes in me a lot. He told me from day one he's going to give me a shot to do whatever. So he told me he thinks I can play all five, which is super cool. But most likely because I'm like 6'3.5", like a little under 6'4", or like right at 6'4". I'll probably play inside, so I'll play guard or center.
I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm 280 pounds, and you're still growing. I can only imagine what your parents' grocery bill looks like. Trying to feed all that meat.
Yeah, there's 4 of us now too, so it it was, for the 2 years they were gone, it shut down a little bit, but boy, oh boy, when they got home that week, all 4 of us were back at home. That grocery bill went up a little bit. So,
3 other offensive linemen too?
No, so I'm the biggest one. So Gage, he's the one right above me, and he's like 6'2", 225, and he's gonna gray shirt this spring or this fall at BYU. And then my oldest brother Ty, he's gray shirt at Boise State. He played 2 years and then went, and he's at Boise State. But yeah, so the older 2 are linebackers, and then the younger one's like a corner receiver. So I'm the biggest one, beefiest one. So
the wide receivers to run to the family though. Then
it's all good. Yeah, okay. Runt.
Yeah, quote unquote runt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Our run might be a little bit smaller than everybody else. Sorry, a little bit bigger than everybody else's run.
Yeah, well, when your dad was a Division I football player, I don't think there's too much small size. It stands a chance in those genetics.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
No doubt.
Well, Jax Tanner, incoming senior at Rocky Mountain High School there in Meridian, Idaho. If you're listening to this and you live in the area in the Treasure Valley, you want to go catch his games, he will be there for 1 more year. So, and then you get to support him at BYU after his mission. He gets focused on the right things.
There we go.
Yeah, which we love here on this podcast. Jax, really do appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us, getting to know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, really do appreciate it. And I'm gonna turn on. Actually, I don't have the button with me right now, but I'm gonna throw on some metaphysical karma for you for this season. Get you guys at Rocky Mountain past those 6A state semifinals.
There we go.
I need at least a championship game appearance now, so we're gonna throw that karma out there for joining us, for visiting us.
There we go.
And then you can continue that on all the way to the Big 12 title game when you get
national
to BYU.
Championship. Yep, I got you. Let's do it.
We
got you.
I love the confidence. I love to hear it. Jax Tanner, interior offensive lineman from Meridian, Idaho. Thanks so much for joining us here on the podcast, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. It's amazing time. Appreciate it.
Let's get it, baby.